Young Thug's lawyer is now saying that the jailhouse conditions that Young Thug is currently in are inhumane, and therefore Young Thug needs to be released on bond. Let's dive into it. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Rashad Crenshaw back again with another video. And Young Thug's lawyer is saying that his conditions in jail are so inhumane, so foul, that Young Thug needs to be released on bond so he can come back home to his family and live out the rest of his days in his house, probably on house arrest, until it's time for him to go to court and figure out whether he's going to be considered guilty or not guilty. Now, we've seen enough evidence, alleged evidence, in the court case documents to know that Young Thug more than likely is not getting away with this. 9 times out of 10, this is the end of the road for him. And I can completely understand why Young Thug would like to spend his next maybe year and a half or so waiting for trial back home. Now, the issue with this is this. No longer is Young Thug in a mansion. No longer is Young Thug chilling in Buckhead in his nice big house, probably with a pool, probably with maids, butlers, chefs. No longer is Young Thug in a sauna. No longer is Young Thug chilling and living life on his terms. No longer can Young Thug get up out of his bed and go down to his fridge and open up the fridge and pour himself a glass of milk, a glass of orange juice, a glass of water. He can't do that anymore. He can't even live his own life on his own terms. He now lives on the terms of the state of Georgia, particularly of Fulton County's terms. He now lives by their terms. Now, it's interesting that the lawyer says that these conditions are inhumane. Allegedly attempting to murder multiple people is inhumane. That is what's inhumane. Attempting to have people stabbed in jail is inhumane. And yet, somehow or another, everyone is supposed to feel this level of sympathy for him to the point where he can go home on bond when, dude, you're literally alleged to have killed and have set up possible killings for multiple people. And you think that you're supposed to be able to come home? No. What about all the other people in jail who should be coming home too? What about them? Should we let everyone else out on bond because we let you out on bond? How is that fair to everyone else in Fulton County Jail for Young Thug to be able to come home? I like Young Thug. I don't listen to his music, but he seems like a cool dude if he doesn't have mortal beef with you. As we can clearly see in the court case, when he has issues with you, he'll possibly send people to kill you. Allegedly, as what we saw with YFN Lucci. So, with that being said, the biggest thing to take away from this situation is the fact that Young Thug had everything. The money, the women, the cars, the clothes, the food, the lifestyle. He had everything he could possibly ask for. And now he's in a worse situation than living in the projects. Being in jail is worse than being in the projects, without a doubt. You can't even, at least in the project, you could get up out of your bed and go to the fridge and pour yourself a glass of whatever you so please. In jail, you can do no such thing. Young Thug's conditions are pretty bad. He's in there with the lights on 24/7. When he wants to go to sleep, the lights are on. When he wakes up, the lights are on. He's in solitary confinement. He's been in there for a week. He's probably going crazy. He's probably on lean withdrawals already. He's probably going off of all sorts of drug and entertainment withdrawals in that jail cell. He's in there all by himself. So to take away from this situation is, when you're in the kind of position that Young Thug is in, you don't throw it all away on the altar of some enemy like YFN Lucci. Sometimes it's better off to simply leave the situation alone than it is to throw your life away behind the foolery. This is both for Thug and Lucci. Y'all had everything. You literally had everything. The city of Atlanta knows y'all's names. The city of Atlanta would let y'all do anything. Y'all are like royalty here. Y'all can do whatever you so please. Everyone loves y'all. Everyone knows y'all. Y'all run the city. And yet y'all's issues with one another become so massive that now you both find yourselves behind bars, neither able to get bond. Lucci can't get bond. Thug can't get bond. These are some of the biggest names in the Atlanta hip hop industry right now, and neither of them can get out. And we're not looking at this situation from the objective perspective and saying, hey, look, when you have it all, don't throw it away. You only get so many opportunities with this stuff. You only get so many. Young Thug had everything he could have possibly asked for from top to bottom. And now all of that is about to go right over the edge, all the way down the drain, never to come back. Never to come back. If you've read the case honestly, and you've looked at the evidence honestly, and you're being honest with yourself completely, you know that it's over. There is no, oh, they're just only using lyrics against Young Thug. There's no evidence against Young Thug. It's not. Bruh, there is evidence against Young Thug. The lyrics are simply there to make him look like even more of a piece of shit when it comes time for the jury to come to court. That's all the lyrics are there for. To convince the jury that this is a gang leader, a gang member. That's all the lyrics are there for. To reinforce what they're trying to accuse him of, is being a part of a gang conspiracy to commit crimes in Atlanta and allegedly have people killed. That's what they're alleging against him. So to take away from this is your freedom is of the utmost importance in this world, is your freedom. There's nothing more important. You don't risk it behind things like beef. Even if you feel like you want to, you should not, especially when you're at the heights of freedom like Young Thug. The dude was free to do damn near anything because he had all of the money and the success necessary to make that a reality. Now that reality is gone. You're in jail now and they won't even give you bond. Do I believe Young Thug is gonna do foolishness if he were to get bond? No. I think Young Thug, if he got bond, wouldn't do anything wrong. I think he would behave. I think he would go home, realize the position he's in, spend time with his family, live good, eat good, relax, do what he needs to do, set up things, get everything organized, and then come do his time. Do I think that's gonna happen? No. I don't think that's going to happen. They've been investigating Young Thug for 7 years straight. They're not going to give up this opportunity now. They have him in their custody. The same thing with YF and Lucci. They've been investigating these guys for more than 2-3 years. They've been putting a lot of work into convincing the state that these guys are worthy of RICO charges. Now these guys are in their custody and you think they're going to let go? They're not. The biggest thing to take away from this situation is the sadness of it. Young Thug went from being on the top of the world, being able to be free to do whatever he so pleased. He had the entire world in his hands. Nobody could tell him shit. Now the state of Georgia is putting jumpsuits on him, shackles on his wrists, putting him in a cell with the lights on. He can't even turn the lights off, bro. You know how much freedom you have to lack to where you can't even turn the lights off. I'm going to bed now. Lights off. He can't even do that. He can't even do that. He can't even turn the lights off when he goes to sleep. Why? We need to really soak in what's happening with these rappers right now. We got to soak this in. We have to soak this in.